Good afternoon, gentlemen. It is your boy Sir Yudis. Welcome to Yudis News, and I have a few things to talk about to you today on this wonderful afternoon, because a lot of nonsense is happening not just in the Western world, but around the world as well. And I don't know if you guys heard about it or not, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys haven't heard about these situations that are happening right now. It's going to be very fucking hilarious in 2023. And after I'm done showing you guys what's going on, you guys will know why. But let me see who's in the chat. Reverend, what's going on? D-Man, 1776 was good. Super Turbo Death Shark, of course. Thank you very much for joining. Ghost, Mr. Black Goldfish, and to top it off, Aerodynamic. What is going on, man? What is good? See, I know I've been gone for over a month on this channel, But at the same time, I don't want to give you guys some fucking nonsense, right? But what's been happening within the last month, I believe that it's good enough content for me to show you guys what's actually going on. So, oh, look, who's here as well? What's going on? Who? What's good? Oh man. But before we begin, if you want to support your boy, link on top of the chat. Cash App /Sergius. Any donations appreciated. If you feel that I am worthy of your investment, thank you very much. All right. Oh, half-eaten Snickers bar. What is going on? Oh man. But let's go ahead and start with the first topic. Let me go ahead and get my boomer moment going on. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel so I can get to at least 1K in order for me to get my videos out there per se. Let's go ahead and bring up this video right now. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. Not video, sorry, article. Let me know if you guys can see it. Oh, I'm sure you guys can see it. Well, what's going on right now is, according to the title, hundreds of thousands of people take to French streets amid fears of violence. See, I don't want to hold anything personal to Paris, but if they're going to do another revolution, they should have done it in 2020. But I'm not the one to judge because the American people didn't do anything as well when it comes to the 2020 situation. If you know, you know. But let me read this few paragraphs to let you know what's going on over there. Don't pay attention to this photo. Right now, shit is getting fucking nuts in France right now. But let's go ahead and read this. Hundreds of thousands of people have taken part in the street protests and strikes across France amid fears of violent clashes with police. As demonstrations continue over Emmanuel Macron's use of constitutional executive powers to push through an unpopular raise of pension raise. The Interior Minister, Gerald Darmanin, said 13,000 police have been deployed, 5,500 of them in Paris alone. He said the record number was justified by a major risk to public order. Okay, so why did he had to deploy 13,000 police servicemen and women, but not over half, but close to half of them are in Paris alone? The protest movement against raising the pension age of 62 to 64 is the biggest domestic crisis of Macron's second term, with the strikes on Tuesday affecting refineries, bin collections, rail transport, air travel, and schools. Authority in Paris and several other cities were braced for clashes between police and protesters. And the reason that I was kind of, how you say, critical is that they put you through so much BS. Paris has been through so much nonsense since 2020. Once again, if you know, you know. But the fact that they raised the age of retirement from 62 to 64 cause you to burn everything to the fucking ground? God damn. It is very fucking hilarious to me that all the craziness that France had to go through since 2020. But they raised the age of retirement from 62 to 64 is the reason why hundreds of thousands of protesters take to the streets. That's where you know that that's the priority of France, I guess. You know, keep me in my household under quarantine because I didn't take the science serum into my body. Nobody says a word. But as soon as the pension age of 62 to 64 comes about, France is burning everything to the fucking ground. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that what was its energy 3 years ago? That's just me. Revin says if you extend the pension age, you are more likely to die before you can make your claim, in turn, saving the government money. Yeah, you're not wrong. I agree. See, if they raise the age like 5 to like 8 years, that's one thing. But 2 years, it's just 2 years. It's just 2 years. All the bullshit that France had to go through since 2020. And once again, if you know, they didn't say a fucking word. But as soon as they raised the pension age from 62 to 64, 2 years, the protesters is burning France to the fucking ground. Once again, I guess it's just priorities. It's just priorities. Because I'm going to repeat myself. It's one thing if they raised it like 8, 9, 10 years, but only 2 years. They're going fucking nuts. Even though their government did them way worse in other aspects of society. The French government did way worse, but they didn't speak a word. But as soon as the pension thing comes up, all hell breaks loose. But at the moment, I can't show you the videos, right? Because I guarantee you, YouTube will be quick to shut down this stream, let alone my channel. But I'm sure you guys know the gist of what's going on. But when the government promised you money when you paid in all your life, they changed the cutoff date. Yeah, I'll be pissed too. Well, you're not wrong. Like, I'm not saying that they don't have the right to be pissed, but at the same time, the cutoff age has been more and more as time went on ever since and I'm putting this in American terms, ever since Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, implemented that type of social security / retirement, the age always has been increasing. But my thing is, since 2020, the government has been very overreaching when it comes to what you can and cannot do with your life. But France didn't even speak a word that I know of. If there was any protest, then I don't know about the protests. But once again, I haven't seen or heard of France going hundreds of thousands of people marching the streets, burning down government buildings because of what happened in 2020. No. It's because their pension was raised just 2 years. Just 2 years. But let's go ahead to this next topic. This is the one that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. Can you guys see this? I'm sure you guys can see this, right? So, Jonathan Majors' attorney says the woman who accused him of assault has taken back her allegations after he was arrested in New York. See, this is where it makes no fucking sense, right? I'm not saying that he's not guilty, but based on what I know, in the sense of all these other stories that's coming out left and right, Jonathan Majors is on top of his game when it comes to being an actor. Jonathan Majors, whether you want to admit or not, is one of the biggest actors in the world today. One of the biggest actors in the world today. Why would he risk it for some fucking random bitch? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Why would Jonathan Majors risk everything that he worked for some random female? It makes no sense to me. That's why I say innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty, because right now he has multiple roles and multiple movies. He's just gonna throw all that away because supposedly he got in his feelings and supposedly he put his hands on a woman. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Let me go ahead and read this to see if there's any summary. Creed 3 actor Jonathan Majors was arrested Saturday morning in Manhattan on suspicion of strangulation, assault, and harassment. Majors, 33, was arrested after a domestic dispute that happened in the Chelsea neighborhood. A 30-year-old woman. See, that's where he fucked up. A 30-year-old woman. See, she already comes with baggage in itself. That's where he fucked up, Majors. You should have went a little bit younger. A 30-year-old woman was taken to a hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck, NYPD said. Majors was taken into custody without incident, and the woman told officers that she had been assaulted, the NYPD said. Priya, I don't know how to say her or his last name, Majors' lawyer said in the statement to BuzzFeed News that he is completely innocent and is probably the victim of an altercation with the woman he knows. According to whatever the attorney, video evidence of the incident, which occurred within a vehicle, and testimony from witnesses will prove the actor's innocence. The woman also took back her accusation. Once again, the woman also took back her accusation of assault and written statements, the lawyer said. He also added that the woman was having an emotional crisis for which she was taken to a hospital yesterday. In an additional statement on Tuesday, the lawyer said that Majors called 911 due to concern for her mental health. See, chat, there's a little bit more of consequences of women using false accusations towards a man, but that's like only 2-3 stories so far this year. That's it. That actually had to pay the consequences of trying to put a man in jail under false premises. So if it does turn out that this woman actually did lie, I hope Jonathan Majors sue her to fucking oblivion. I really hope he does, because it needs to be a statement right now. Men need to put their foot down and state that we're not going to take false accusations lightly. We're not. Even though, okay, if Jonathan Majors is proven innocent out of this whole ordeal, this is still a stigma to his fucking record. I think that one of the most recent situations, there was an army ad, US Army ad, that was pulled because of this woman's statement. So, if this woman is proven to be lying on Jonathan Majors, I really do hope Jonathan Majors sue her to the fucking moon, sue her to oblivion. Because false accusations is not cool at all. But you already know that model women don't give a fuck, right? They will use false accusations as a weapon however they can because they know they can do that. They know. This is why I say to be careful out there, gentlemen, because even if celebrities aren't safe from this shit, what makes you think that you'll be safe? You gotta be very careful. Very careful. Let me see what you guys got to say. Do. Super Turbo Death Shark. Guilty until proven innocent while male. Pretty much. I completely agree. Love thy Lord. Trad women are chameleons until their heels are tucked behind their head. Yep. That's completely correct as well. Also, Super Turbo the Death Shark. She's unstable too. He knows how to pick them. Listen, unfortunately for many men out there, women are very good at the bait and switch plan. She can fake it in the beginning, right? She can fake her whole persona. They're very good at it. That's why I say that model women or women in general, they're master manipulators. Master manipulators. If you don't meet her family, if you don't know about her past, she is a master manipulator of your life. Because as soon as she gets the ring, she can completely do a 180 and make your life live in hell. Who? I hope he does sue her. And no settlements either. Better pay up. Yeah, you better pay the fucking money. Pay up immediately. And see, here's the thing. Jonathan Majors doesn't even need the money, right? Because I guarantee you that the girl that he was with makes insignificant money compared to him. So if he can take a good chunk of her income, I'm sure that's good enough for Jonathan Majors. A Super Turbo Death Shark, he may sue her, but he will never be able to recoup anything near what she cost him. Nope, he won't. That's why I say hit her where it hurts. You definitely need to take a good chunk of the percentage of the annual income that she makes per year. Jonathan Majors doesn't need her money. He definitely does not need her money. But he should still go through the civil court in order to teach her a lesson. Mochi Alice, what's good? What is going on? Who says it's not about the money, it's a principle. Agreed. Completely agree. He obviously he's not going to get millions off of this bitch. But if he can hit her in her pockets where it hurts, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Because guess what? She hurt his pockets off of these accusations. Once again, Jonathan Majors lost a U.S. Army ad. They pulled back his ad after these allegations. Look it up. The Army pulled back Jonathan Majors' ad after this woman made these allegations. So, what's the moral of the story of this, gentlemen? you definitely need to move in a certain way to a point where there's a minimal risk as possible of you being falsely accused. Because personally, if I was rich, on top of that, if I was rich and famous, I would not deal with any type of Western woman whatsoever. It would definitely be overseas. It would definitely be overseas. It would not be here. Okay, so here's the thing that's pretty hilarious. Let's share this tab. Oh, am I the wrong one? Okay. So this government official, not this guy, but it's a female. She wants San Francisco to have more police officers in the area, even though she's the very same woman that voted to defund the police in San Francisco. Let's play some of this video so you know what I'm talking about.
As Dan has said on the show many times before, including just Thursday night, the defund the police movement was always foolish. And little by little, thankfully, the people who once promoted that movement now seem to be realizing just how absurd it actually is. And the latest example of a pro-defund advocate making a sudden about face came in San Francisco last week, where Hillary Ronen, a Democratic supervisor in the city, made a passionate appeal during a city budget hearing to fund police in a big way. Ronen was outraged about high crime.
That's her name, Hillary Ronen. She's the one that was very quick to defund the police back in 2020. But now that San Francisco is one of the highest crime rates in America at the moment, now she wants the police force to come back. See, this is why I don't really take women in the positions of power seriously. I really don't. Because they do all that flip-floppity. They bend the knee to the woke mob so they can be part of the group, so they can feel accepted and push these absurd laws and policies that doesn't benefit society whatsoever. But as soon as they figure out that the grass is greener on the other side, and now criminals are running rampant in San Francisco, now they want the police to come back? Get the fuck out of here. Let us continue.
Crime in her district and demanded additional police resources be directed to the area.
We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the Mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to Mission. It hurts.
You defunded 50% of the San Francisco Police Department, you dumb bitch. Let us continue.
And I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of the city.
More footbeats, more officers, that would surely be a welcome relief to those living in that crime-plagued district. Of course, more footbeats and more officers takes more money. And in 2020, with the defund the police movement, all the rage among many Democratic politicians,
like I said, gentlemen, women, they primarily base their decisions on emotions. And back in 2020, Hillary, what's her name, Ronen, she based her decisions heavily on emotions and try to be with the it crowd with the George Floyd fucking nonsense, right? Yes, she, out of various other Democratic officials, supported a known criminal, and they heavily advocated of getting rid of the police force. But now that the police force are disappearing, and on top of that, the police force that are still here, they can't even do shit without getting in trouble. Are you really surprised about the results? I'm sure she is, right? Because on top of that as well, they're not really the greatest when it comes to thinking in the far future. Okay, they don't think long term. They'll only think about what is here and now, what makes me feel good and what makes me look good. And now look at what's happening at San Francisco. Let's continue.
Who called for the San Francisco Police Department to receive less funding. Hillary Ronen, she tweeted, quote, "I want to make it clear that I believe strongly in defunding the police and reducing the number of officers on our force. For decades, we've had an imbalance in our city's budget, with hundreds of millions of dollars going to SFPD to have them do work they are not qualified to do."
You see it, chat? Go ahead and take a screenshot. Go ahead and record. This is the very same woman that voted, and she has the power to do so. She voted to defund the San Francisco Police Department. And here is the proof from Twitter to back it up. I don't really think it needs much explaining. It doesn't at all. Whether you like the police or not, that's not the problem, chat. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the Simpson Blue or not. It's the fact the hypocrisy of the people in power when it comes to bending the knee to the woke crowd, and then they do a 180, say, "Oh no, please bring the police back. Oh, I didn't really see that coming. All these criminals running around left and right." These are the people that are in the position of power. Think on that. Let's go ahead and continue.
Well, Ronan's sudden awakening follows that of San Francisco's Mayor London Breed. Back in July of 2020, Breed helped reallocate $120 million away from law enforcement towards investment in the Black community. But by the end of 2021, with crime skyrocketing, Breed had seen enough.
And it's time that the reign of criminals who are destroying our city, it is time for it to come to an end. And it comes to an end when we take the steps to be more aggressive with law enforcement, more aggressive with the changes in our policies. And let's talk.
But you were the very same person that pushed to defund the police. You're no different from that Hillary Ronen chick. You see what I'm talking about with the hypocrisy with the left, chat? Let's go ahead and continue.
Tolerant of all the that has destroyed our city.
You can't make this up. Joining us right now, Lieutenant Tracy McCray. She's the president of the San Francisco Police Officers Association. Thank you so much for coming.
I don't give a fuck about that bitch. I don't give two fucks. You guys get what I'm talking about. The hypocrisy of the left, bending the knee to the Antifa, to the leftists, to the feminists, and etc. But as soon as things are breaking apart and ascending into chaos, all of a sudden they need these strong, traditional, conservative values to come on in and be a Captain Saberhole to their goddamn city. It's insane. But let's go ahead to the next, no, fuck off. We're going to go to the next topic. Boom. Is it here? Okay. So, do you guys know what's going on? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys know what's going on between the United States and Syria. Within the last week, put a 1 in the chat if you know what's going on between the United States and Syria. So currently, the United States and Syria has been going back and forth when it comes to missile strikes and airstrikes. And it's not looking good whatsoever. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say. President Joe Biden said Friday that the United States will respond forcefully to protect its personnel after U.S. forces retaliated with airstrikes on sites in Syria used by groups affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard, following a suspected Iranian-linked attack Thursday that killed a U.S. contractor and wounded 7 other Americans in northeast Syria. I don't want to read the quotes. While it's not the first time the U.S. and Iran have traded strikes in Syria, the attacks and the U.S. response threatened to upend recent efforts to de-escalate tensions across the wider Middle East, whose rival powers have made steps towards, I don't know what the fuck, detente? Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to be fancy with the words. Fuck off. In recent days, after years of turmoil, the Pentagon said a drone attack on the U.S. base Thursday killed a contractor and injured 5 U.S. troops and another contractor. That was followed by 2 simultaneous attacks on U.S. forces in Syria Friday, according to U.S. officials. The officials said that based on preliminary information, there was a rocket attack Friday at a what's called Conoco plant, and 1 U.S. service member was injured, but is in stable condition. At about the same time, several drones were launched at Green Village, where U.S. troops are also based. One official said all but 1 of the drones were shot down, and there were no U.S. injuries there. The official spoke on conditions of okay, they're definitely using fillers, but chat, pretty much the United States and Syria are sending shots back and forth at the moment. It is definitely not looking too fun right now. The United States' relations with the Middle East is not the greatest at the moment whatsoever, especially with Saudi Arabia. The last thing that the United States needs is Saudi Arabia and various other countries in the Middle East aligning themselves with countries such as Russia or China. That is the last thing that the United States needs, because that definitely is not a good look for us, because that means that more and more countries are losing confidence in the United States and will much rather deal with the other superpowers instead of the United States. So the United States will look like fucking fools, first off. And on top of that, the United States, well, we're not respected, right? But nobody ain't going to say shit because we have the most powerful military in the world. But more and more countries joining other superpowers, the less respect the world's going to have for us. It is what it is. And that is very damning when it comes to our reputation to the world. All right. What's that noise? Oh, I was about to say. Scare the fuck out of me. All right. So let's talk about the infamous situation that happened in Nashville. Because I seen all you guys on my stream yesterday saying, "Oh, is Sirius going to talk about the situation? Is Sirius going to talk about the situation?" All right. Right now, I'm going to talk about the situation. Okay. And this is a very, very fucked up situation. Very fucked up situation. And I send my condolences to the families and friends that were affected to the situation. I really do. We're going to read some of the passages and I will give my point of view on the situation. A shooter armed with 2 assault rifles and a handgun killed 3 students and 3 staff members at a Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee on Monday morning, authorities said. The suspect, identified by police as Audrey Hale, 28 of Nashville, had a detailed map of Covenant School, a school for students in preschool through 6th grade, and allegedly shot through the door to gain entry to the school, police said. The children were identified by Nashville police as Evelyn, I can't even say that, Haley, William, Kidney, all 9 years old. The slain adults were identified as Cynthia, Mike, and Catherine, who was the head of the school, according to the police. The suspect was shot and killed by authorities in a lobby area on the 2nd floor of the school, roughly 14 minutes after 911 was placed, according to the police. Nashville Police Chief John Drake has said the suspect was female and identified as transgender. No. Okay, see, this is where the woke shit comes about. But I will explain my thing at the end of this. But didn't immediately provide more details. A police spokesperson later told ABC News the shooter was assigned female at birth, but pointed to a social media account linked to the shooter that included the use of pronouns he, him. So it was a female that identified as a male. Let me know if I'm wrong, chat. Drake also said authorities believe the suspect was a former student. So here's the photos of what happened. I guess this is where the suspect shot through the door. And on top of that, the shooting suspect, 28, drove this Honda Fit to the Covenant Church School campus Monday morning and parked, authorities said. MNPD detectives said they searched it and found additional material. Children from Covenant School, a private Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee, hold hands as they are taken to a reunification site after a deadly shooting at their school. Let me go ahead and go through this. Blah, blah, blah. They're just repeating shit. I hate it when people repeat shit. Okay. So, when it comes to that situation, chat, it is beyond fucked up. And you got to love how the left is beyond silent when it comes to the situation. They are beyond silent when it comes to a person that's a part of the community committed these atrocious acts. Killed 3 children, all 9 years old, and killed 3 adults. And this person that was a female that's transitioning into male. I don't know why she was so upset. I don't know why she did what she did, but I will assume this is all about hatred. Nothing but hatred. hatred. Just because this school was about conservative values, this person that had no values, no principles, no morals, no ethics of their own, decided to take her anger out of that school, which was beyond fucked up. So this is another mass shooting, and the entire United States took notice about this mass shooting. This is national news, right? This is national news. See, here's the thing where the shit got out of control. This is where things got crazy. I was very disgusted about this situation. I will show you this video, chat, but guess what? This person is supposed to be the president of the United States. The president of the United States that is supposed to address something that is so serious, right? See, the president of the United States is so quick to make a national mourning about fucking criminals such as George Floyd. But when it comes to something like this, a conservative Christian school that got shot up by a trans male, let me show you the video. Let me show you the response that Sleepy Joe had about this situation.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs.
John, we'll jump back in here. Considering the moment,
we were told that the
shooting that just happened, and we were told he would be addressing this off the top.
Yeah, it's rather surprising. I thought that a somber President Biden would have come to the podium here and addressed this school shooting.
He was making various fucking jokes. Various jokes about ice cream and shit. And he was having a good laugh about the children that were in the background and having a hearty good time instead of immediately addressing the tragedy that happened in Nashville, Tennessee. Did he have that same energy when it came to George Floyd? No. Did he have that same energy for I forgot this other guy. He's somewhere in I think it was Michigan or Wisconsin, where this other person was also a known criminal. He also made it a national tragedy. He made a national tragedy out of known fucking criminals. But as soon as a person that's part of the alphabet community does some fucked up shit to a conservative Christian school, 3 kids dead, 9 years old, 3 adults dead on top of that, he's making jokes about fucking ice cream? Jokes about ice cream, chat. This is why I said, me, a black man myself, I say, fuck Joe Biden. Fuck him. This is his response to innocent people getting killed. What? He didn't make it a big deal because the suspect is part of the alphabet community? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is why I really do hope he gets the fuck out of the office. I really do hope he gets the fuck out in 2024. He is definitely not fit. He's out of his fucking mind. He can't even make coherent statements, let alone not take shit seriously that doesn't fit his fucking agenda. And where's Kamala Harris in this? Where's the vice president? When was the last time you heard from Kamala Harris? No response, no nothing. No, it just radio silence. And the worst part of this, Sleepy Joe used this tragedy as a push for gun control. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. There's more guns than people in the United States. Good fucking luck trying to push for gun control in the United States. I guarantee you, it's not going to end well if you try to push gun control in the United States. That's what he used this horrible tragedy for, to push gun control. No condolences to the family, no condolences to the friends, no nothing. He was just cracking jokes instead of taking this situation seriously and then turn around and say, yeah, we need to control more guns. What a sorry fucking excuse for a president. I'm sorry. Actually, no, not really. Sleepy Joe will go down as the worst president in the United States history. You know, I was ready to accept Jimmy Carter to be the worst president in history, but Sleepy Joe takes the cake. He will go down as the worst. I still don't get how he's in the Oval Office. I still don't get it. Let me see what you guys have to say. Rishi, let me ask you this. How did two AR platforms get into the hands of a Looney Tune in the first place? Rishi, you're being too logical. That's illegal in the United States. You can't be too rational about the situation. Okay? You have to accept it and move on, right? Not the fact that somehow, some way, this person was able to afford multiple assault rifles, handguns, a shit ton of ammo. It's crazy. It is beyond crazy at this point, chat. It's beyond crazy. Monkey King says, actually, the left isn't being silent. They're promoting sympathy. Fuck the shooter. Fuck the left. Especially fuck the shooter. Fuck him. Not towards you, Monkey King. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying in general. Fuck the shooter. Super Turbo Death Shark. Anyone see how quick that true social media presence was wiped? If I was crazy, Alex Jones type, I might wonder if it was synchronized. No. This is definitely a very sus situation. Even if the government wasn't involved, the fact that they had no energy for this person because the shooter was part of the alphabet community, that says a lot in itself, even if the government wasn't involved. like I said, chat, in the West, it's currently becoming Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. It's currently becoming Babylon. I don't even know how to describe it at this point. The West is an empty shell of itself. And if I'm going to be bold enough, the West is pretty much the beginning of the end. For years now, right? Because like I said, Rome, like how they say Rome wasn't built in a day, I say Rome didn't fall in a day. It's going to be a slow decay. I will show a bit more, but I will say that this news I will save for the stream for later on today. Yeah, I'll save it for later on. But at the end of the day, chat, here's the news that I want to address for the last couple weeks. If you guys have anything else, let me know in the comments or let me know on Discord if you have Discord, and I will address it this weekend, actually, because I'll be free this weekend. So I'm good to go. I'm sure you guys are good to go. This stream was not supposed to be long, hour tops, and I believe I got my point across. So it was your boy Cyril Yetis. Hopefully you enjoyed Yetis news, because I haven't done this in like almost 2 months. But it was necessary, beyond necessary. Because I believe certain topics that I'm talking about, mainstream news isn't talking about at all, or they're not being honest. So all the 30 people in the chat as well, thank you for having participation as well. Because once again, there's no point in live streams if there's no participation in the chat. There's no point in me doing live streams. So I will see you guys later on. Maybe not. I'll have TFM. I'll let you know in a few hours. I am out. Peace.
Wow.